Hi, it's Margaret Ann from the Perth District Health Unit. I'm a registered dietitian here at the Health Unit, and today I'm going to be starting to make some oatmeal batter bread. One of the nice things about batter bread is that it is a yeast bread, but it is one that doesn't take nearly as long to make as other kinds of yeast breads. So we're making oatmeal batter bread today, and the way you start that is that I'm going to combine 3/4 of a cup of rolled oats, and I'm going to combine half a cup of whole wheat flour, and half a cup of all-purpose flour, and 1 teaspoon of yeast, and a tiny little bit of salt in a large bowl. In a pot on the stove, I have combined 1/4 of a cup of butter, 2 tablespoons of honey, and a cup of water. And I'm going to heat that so that the butter and the honey are melted. You don't want this to boil, because if it's too hot when you add it to the flour mixture, you're going to kill the yeast. So we're just warming this up slightly, and once my butter is melted, it will be ready to add to my dry ingredients. So this is the mixture. Once the water and honey and butter are melted together, as you can see, we're not boiling this, it's just warmed up. And so now I'm going to add it to my dry ingredients. Adding this to the dry ingredients in the bowl. Mixing that well. And then I'm going to add the rest of my flour. I'm going to add another half cup of white flour, another half cup of whole wheat flour, and I'm going to add 1 egg to the mixture as well. And then I'm going to beat it for about 3 minutes. So we're making a stiff batter, and we're going to keep beating this together. You can add up to another half cup of flour. It really depends on how dry the flour is, how much flour you're going to have to add. But this looks like it's going to be a pretty good batter without any more additional flour. This is what the dough should look like when you have been beating it for about 3 minutes. And you can do it with a wooden spoon, or you could take your mixer if you wanted to. I'm going to leave the dough for about 20 minutes and let it rise. And I'm going to cover the bowl. You could do that with saran wrap, or you could do that with a clean tea towel, whatever. See, our dough has risen quite nicely in the 20 minutes that we've been waiting for that to happen. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to beat the dough back down. We want to get rid of some of that nice air that's been incorporated. And what we're also doing at this point in time is stretching the gluten a little bit more. And we've got a nice mass here, and I'm now going to put it into my pan, which I have gotten ready. I've put some ham on the side of it, and we're scraping out the bowl. And then what we're going to do is we're going to let this dough rest again for another 20 minutes until it is rising in our pan, and then I'll be baking it in the oven. The bread has come out of the oven, and as you can see, it's nice and golden brown. And as I mentioned before, to test it, you just want to knock on the top, and if it sounds hollow, it means that it's done.